Welcome on back. Welcome on to the WRT Boxing Show, the Ready to Talk Boxing Show, where it is your show. I'm just the host. I am Mr.A. And today we're talking about a segment I've been wanting to talk about for a long time. I just never got around to doing it, and I really wanted to put this out before Castano won his belt, because I wanted that to kind of be the tie-in to it. But I got tied up, and hey, Castellano fight already happened. But who's going to be the push for Argentine boxing? You know, the females, as for men, you know, you got Acuna been doing her thing, Fares been doing her thing, Daniela's been doing her thing, Jessica Pop's been doing her thing. I just created the show in 2017, so I'm definitely not no damn boxing fucking guru on wheels and shit. But in this four little years of the time span I had created this show, I definitely seen the boxing scene in the women's side, and we all know Chino, and then we knew the out of retirement Sergio Martinez. You know, so who's going to be that next push? And I wanted to put this video out because Argentine boxers, the males, have some rankings, and they also have a nice little surge coming up within like the next or the past and coming weeks. You know, with Castellano being the Kickstarter of it. Then you also have Danielle Bermudez announcement with Amanda Serrano. So those two big Argentine names were already like the Kickstarter. But this is strictly the male side. Talking about the males, just for kickers. Daniela and Amanda's in March. Good fight. We'll talk about that as I get closer. But as far as Brian Castellano, he kicked it off, you know. And watching the boxing, I kind of knew he was probably the golden goose of this crop of Argentine fighters. Now, we're going to talk about the higher. There's about 5 or 6 out there, and we're going to talk about a few of them. Definitely, we're going to talk about the higher ranked ones last. But just to kick it off, like I said, there is Sergio Martinez. He's like 45 years old. But the thing is, he's like number 5 or 6 by the WBA. So I don't know. Can he get a money fight with Murata, or who they elevate to regular champ? I forgot, but maybe he could fight the regular champ. And then you got number 5, I believe he is, by the WBA, or number 5 or number 6. So he could fight Ugas, or whoever becomes he could somehow get a voluntary or a mandatory shot, and that is Alberto Palmenta. He's like 15-1, 11 KOs. He last fought in the 20, so he should be coming up soon. Like I said, him and Sergio Martinez, they're each ranked in the WBA. So does the Argentinian boxing committee have a little ties with the WBA? I don't know. And then, like I said, those are those two. And to make matters interesting, like, who knows? They should be coming up, like Sergio Martinez. Who knows what that's gonna happen with him? But Alberto Palmenta, 15-1, 11 KOs. His one loss, he was knocked out. Number 5 or 6 by the WBA. Maybe, like I said, maybe a year or two away. But coming this weekend is 2 Argentine fighters. You got Gustavo Daniel Lemos. Now, Alan Boxer, in his career, he's listed as a 140 fighter, a 14 pounder. But in the rankings for the IBF, Alan Boxing scene and the IBF site itself, he's number 3 for Teofimo Lopez in the IBF. And he fights this Saturday. Like a little gimme fight, stay busy fight. Now, he's another reason he was the main reason I wanted to make this video, actually. Because I've been following him the last few years. Like I said, making the channel, that's what this show was about. The WRT Boxing Show is about, for the new viewers who just tuned on, what I like to do. I'm a boxing junkie. This is a boxing rehab for us junkies. I like the sport of boxing. I like YouTube. I like watching, hearing people, but I get tired of the same old thing. So I like watching 1 through 15 people. I try my best to cover all those fighters. So when they do get that mandatory shot, when they do get that voluntary shot, I know who the fuck they are. I can entertain myself. I can entertain you. So if you're a junkie like myself, that's why you're on here, or you're just an Argentine boxing fan. So I've been seeing Gustavo, and I've been seeing that he's not picking up his competition, and he's number 3 by the IBF. And if Teofimo, he already says, I'm looking up to see who wins Taylor and Ramirez. Those belts are about to go vacant. And what do you think number 3? Number 3 is going to get a shot if he holds on to this spot. So it's interesting to see what he does with this stay busy fight. This, I think, is his first fight during the COVID pandemic. Man, and another one. The main 2 people I wanted to make this segment about, I didn't know they were really fighting this weekend. I just wanted to make the video just to talk Argentine boxing. You know, like I said, I wanted to do this video leading into the Castellano fight, but I'm damn late. So I didn't know Lemos is fighting, and even though he's no longer ranked, Luis Vernon, you know, he's fighting this weekend. He's fighting the prospect Elvis Rodriguez. So that's an important fight, kind of a step up maybe in competition for as far as, because even though Luis is no longer ranked, for the longest time, I know him, like I said, that's what I do. I'm the WRT Boxing Show, Mr. A. I'm a junkie. I cover all that stuff. So when I created this show, Luis Verón, he was high in the WBO rankings for that year and a half or so. The way it was going with Terrence Crawford being desperate for opponents, he was one fight away from probably getting that shot. And then he came to America and he lost. So it's like, fuck, you were so close to a Terrence Crawford fight, because Terrence Crawford was desperate for opponents. He was so close. And I think if he probably would have won that fight, he would have somehow been in the final eliminator. But he lost that fight to, I believe, what was that fight? It was on Showtime. Like Taris or something. It was a European dude, but he lost it. So he's fighting this Saturday against a prospect, against the hard-hitting Elvis. And the way Verón likes to just, I don't know, that's going to be interesting. So you got Martinez and Palmente, number 6 and 5s in the WBA. And then you got this weekend fighters, Gustavo and Verón. But then, like I said, Gustavo is also, like I said, one of the kickers in this. Because if you go into, before I go into the top 3, like there are other little names out there. There's Fabian Maidana. He's number 12 by the WBA. And the same thing, around the same time Verón was high, Fabian Maidana was high. He was like number 5, number 6 in the WBC, and he lost to that, I think, that old journeyman. I think he was a journeyman. I don't know Argentine boxing that well, but that Yadier Pyrer guy, I remember looking into that, and he lost. And I always thought, and I was talking about it on the show, I thought PBC was going to kind of do Maidana kind of a favor and give Keith Thurman an opponent, a voluntary opponent. I thought they were going to give Maidana's little brother a check to Keith Thurman, but he ends up losing this Yadier Pyra fight. So he went back, and then you have, like I said, he's number 12 by the WBA. You have Matisse Romero. He's number 11 by the IBF. So there's those guys, but they're going to be far away. I have the main probably 3 that's going to be pushing it hard besides Castellano for Argentine Boxing in the male department, you're gonna have right here. You see somewhere around here. You see Gaston, you see Limos, you see Ponce, and you see Guato, and you see number 5 by the IBF for Ponce, number 1 for the WBO for Guato, and number 3 by the IBF. So those 3 guys, with Ponce at number 5 for the IBF, super lightweight, he's IBO champion. So we'll see, but the main one you'll see a lot. It's gonna be interesting because let's say Limos, I think him fighting that same competition is gonna be a rude awakening when he gets his shot. Ponce, 27-0. We'll see 17 knockouts. But the main one you probably see a lot of coverage on this show will be Gato, Augustine. He's the number 1 by the WBO in the 108 department. And that just happens to be the division of my second favorite fighter, Ken Shiru. And him being the number 1 mandatory against Soto. So if he beats Soto, my boy Ken Shiru got to go get that belt. So I will be tracking what Augustine does at that number 1 WBO spot. But I just wanted to talk just that little bit, like who out of these 3 guys is gonna like get on the I don't want to say coattail, but who's gonna follow the lead of Brain Castano, you know, and help Argentine boxing go forward. You know, you had late ass Sergio Martinez trying to do it. You know, Maidana keeps saying about coming back. Then, just as I said, the last thing is Matisse getting knocked out. So thank God Brain Castano came back with a dominant performance, put a shot of adrenaline back into the heart life. And like I said, I'm willing to say I don't know who's gonna do it, but I'm hoping these 3 guys come forward for Argentine boxing. Just wanted to talk some boxing. This is the Ready. I was ready, you was ready. The Ready Talk Boxing Show. Thank you. Thank you for your time and support.